as we explore the ins and outs of intellectual property rights and its impact on the booming e-commerce industry with counterfeit goods and copyright infringements.
Aaralin natin yung patents, yung trademark, yung copyright. To put it simply, bawal ang fake.
Ang intellectual property, hindi lang po yan para ma-reward ang isang creative. We protect the rights of an individual, of a creator, but we make sure that the state or the community benefits from it.
We are now open for business.
It is a signal to the world. We are open for business.
Isa na namang makabuluhang kwentuhan ang hatid natin ngayong araw as we explore the ins and outs of intellectual property rights in the Philippines and its impact on the booming e-commerce industry with counterfeit goods and copyright infringements flooding online marketplaces. Both business and consumers face significant risks. We'll dive into the legal challenges and discuss what can be done to protect your creations. With us again today is DTI Undersecretary Jean Pacheco. Glad to have you again, Music Jean.
So my pleasure to be here, no? My pleasure to be here. Totoo today, no? Narito tayo ngayon para mapag-usapan natin ng intellectual property. Alam mo, si RV, to be honest, matagal na ako sa DTI, pero napakahirap pa rin minsan memoryaduhin, no? So today, we are very lucky that we have with us today our colleagues from the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines. Aaralin natin yung patents, yung trademark, yung copyright. Naku, yan yung mga terms na kailangan matutunan natin. Utility models, ayan, di ba? Industrial design. Pero to put it simply, dito po tayo ngayon sa under the Internet Transactions Act, maliwanag na maliwanag po yan. Bawal ang fake. Bawal ang fake, no? Yan ang natin, suma total natin. But
napaka-interesting niyan.
Napaka-interesting
kasi kapag sinabi mong fake, medyo may mura.
Yan.
Mura yan.
At saka alamin natin, ano bang klase yung fake, no? Tsaka, ikaw bilang consumer, huwag kang tatangkilik ng fake. Diba? Kasi there are many other creators or yung kung sino tunay na nagmamay-ari, no, naaapektuhan siya. So, we really want to protect, no, our creators, and I'm very happy that we have here the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, no, na siyang tutulong sa atin na mag-explain nitong tinatawag na intellectual property. Kasi intellectual property protection is one of the cornerstones of the Internet Transactions Act.
Okay, tama ka dyan, Yusek Jean. Kaya lalong mahalaga para sa atin na mapag-usapan ang tungkol sa mga counterfeit products online. Kasi maraming dyan lumalabas online. At pinag-uusapan natin, siyempre, e-commerce, para matulungan ang mga negosyante, negosyo, at mamimili sa kanilang mga bilihin. Lalo ngayong mas dumarami ang tumatangkilik sa mga online e-commerce platforms. Dahil siyempre, nasimulan na natin ang e-marketplace. Di sinabi natin, lahat pwede. So ngayon, siguro hindi naman pala pwede lahat, di ba? May mga hangganan yan.
Siguro a little bit of some context on why we invited the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines today in the show. Kasi, as I said, no, meron tayong Internet Transactions Act, and very clear sa Internet Transactions Act na there are regulated and prohibited items. Ang mga prohibited dito, yung fake. Yan, no? Bawal ang fake, no? Yan ang natin. So, bakit ba, no? Why is intellectual property protection important? Because in the DTI, no, we are really through the, of course, ang pinaka-primary proponent and natin dito is IPOPhil. Pero ito ang ahensya na talagang pumoprotekta para maisulong yung mga policies natin relative to intellectual property rights, no, ng mga Pilipino. IP protection allows creators to benefit from their work, no? Yun yung we have to understand that na pag ikaw ay may inimbento, si RV na isang produkto, ikaw ang may-ari nun at dapat nasayo ang iyong protection na yan. So, intellectual property protection allows creators to benefit from their work because they do have their rights and so that they will be inspired, no, to make more, no?
Siyempre, Yusek Jin, pinagkakakitaan nila yun eh. Kaya nila ginawa yun, obra nila yun.
Yung obra nila yun, no? O, yun yung ano natin, obra nila yun. What we want to do here in our show is to help in the educational campaign, CRV. Because IP protection really starts with effective education, no? At yung education natin dito, two-pronged, no? One, ang ating kinakausap dito is yung ating inventors. Ito yung mga creators. Ito yung mga pinoprotektuhan ng ahensya kagaya ng IPO field para yung mga work nila mapangalagaan. So that's one. Tayo rin na mga consumers, no? Yung mga consumers, ito yung mga bumibili. Na we would also like to create a much degree of awareness na meron po tayong mga IP rights na dapat nating suportahan, no? Kasi ito po ay kung ang inventor po nga natin ay CRV, ikaw ay merong karapatan na dapat talaga namin irerespeto natin yung asset mo na yan, no? Kasi ikaw ang gumawa niyan. So, in other words, we protect and respect the rights of those who made that. Parang tangible property yan, 'di ba? Na hindi kukunin yung sa iba. 'Di ba? Kasi parang pagnanakaw na 'yon, right? So, ganun din ang pag may-ari, wag mong sabihing ikaw 'yan na hindi naman ikaw yung gumawa, no? Gumawa ka ng fake. So we really need a strong intellectual property regime which is vital, no, to our innovation ecosystem. So, allow me, CRV, to welcome Attorney Louie. Suki na ako. +1 ako ng intellectual property. Special shout out to, of course, DG Roel Barba. So, welcome to Open for Business. Well, online business at Open for Business, Attorney Louie.
Attorney Louie Andrew Calvario of the Intellectual Property of the Philippines, IPO field.
Tama.
Welcome po, Attorney Louie.
Maraming salamat po, CRV, Yusek Jin, for inviting our organization para po mailahad namin, ma-explain namin sa inyong mga viewers kung anong ginagawa ng IPO field para maprotektahan ang ating mga intellectual property rights.
Yung introduction ni Yusek Jin kanina, Attorney, kumbaga parang ito yung mga relevant information or rights na rin ng mga tao na kapag sila ay may original na idea at produkto at serbisyo, dapat pag-aari nila. Even in the TV business, talagang kami, kahit yung ano natin, di ba? Yung musika natin, content natin. Pag may mga copyright violations, pwedeng ma-down yan, pwede kaming mawala ang buong social media page mo dahil sa copyright violations. At masaya po kaming maipakilala sa ating mga kababayan at sa mga nanonood na meron government agency na siyang tuwirang nag-handle nito. So ano po ba ang role ng IPO field at paano ito nakakatulong sa pagprotekta at pagpapatupad ng intellectual property rights po dito sa bansa?
Opo. Tulad nga po na nasabi kanina, ang IPO field, ang Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, ang siyang may pinaka-main mandate na magprotekta ng intellectual property o ang tawag po natin sa Tagalog, yamang isip.
Yamang
isip sa ating bansa. At kami po ay kasama sa pamilya ng DTI, kami po ay attached agency. Marami po kaming functions with regard to intellectual property. Para mas madali naming maalala yung functions namin, naggawa po kami ng acronym, some sort of mnemonics. Ang tawag namin DREAM. D-R-E-A-M.
Okay.
Letter D po, dahil development-oriented kami, dahil hindi po namin pinoprotektahan ng intellectual property just to benefit the creator, but also society in general. Dapat bubunga ito ng innovation and in the end, national progress, development and progress. Ang letter R naman po, bilang government agency, regulatory po kami. Pag meron po kayong tatak o na-invento, isasabit nyo lang po sa amin. Meron po kami mga specialist na tinatawag namin examiners, intellectual property rights specialists na siya mag-i-examine ng inyong application. So in that way, we regulate the intellectual property in the country, the applications. And letter E, enforcement. So ito po, meron po kaming tinatawag na binuo po namin yung National Committee on Intellectual Property Rights. Of course, it's headed by our mother agency, DTI. Ang co-chair po is kami. Ito po is composed of different agencies na nagtutulong-tulong po kami. Usually po yung mga enforcement agencies ito, PNP, DOJ, para po lalong one government approach ang solusyon sa intellectual property rights issues. Then letter A, adjudicatory. As a government agency, although nasa ehekutibo po kami, meron po kami tinatawag na quasi-judicial function. So ibig sabihin, kung gusto niyo pong i-demanda ang naka-infringe sa inyong karapatan, pero hindi naman gustong makulong, di ba? Pwede po kayong lumapit sa Intellectual Property Office at kami po ang mag-hear and decide administratively ng inyong kaso. At pwede po kami mag-impose ng fines, mag-cease and desist order. At pinakahuli po, policy making. In coordination with the other government agencies, yung nabanggit ko nga po kanina, National Committee on Intellectual Property Rights, kami po ang gumagawa ng mga estratehiya kung paano ba natin mas lalong masosolve ang problema ng intellectual property violations.
Ako na. Ito,
Okay,
pagbigyan mo
Yusek,
ako dito.
sige, go
Pagbigyan
ahead,
mo ako
Yusek.
dito kasi ang tagal ko na sa DTI pero talagang hindi ko pa rin ito memorya. Very briefly lang kasi we actually very limited time. Para lang maintindihan ng tao kung ano-ano ang uri ng intellectual property. Very briefly, mag-ano tayo, salamin, Attorney Louie.
Sige po, sige.
Trademark, ano yan?
Trademark sa Tagalog, tatak. Ito po yung simbolo na makakapag-distinguish sa inyong serbisyo, sa inyong produkto, against doon sa serbisyo o produkto ng similar, ng inyong katunggali, kumbaga sa
ibang
negosyo.
klase,
Ang
simple
trademarks.
words,
Logo,
brand.
Yan,
Oo,
tatak.
logo,
So, halimbawa
brand.
ito.
Ayan po, open.
Tatak yan. Trademark
Ito po ay
yan.
trademark po ito.
Opo.
Open for business.
Dahil meron kayong tinatawag na yung logo or device, ang technical term dyan, may drawing na very distinctive. So, madidistinguish kayo sa ibang show. Dahil pag nakakita sila ng bilog na parang may araw, na parang may umaangat na chart, open for business.
Pero yung open for business na text, yun ba po ay trademark?
Pwede
Kasama
po
siyang
yan.
lahat?
Pwede pong trademark either the words or the words and the logo.
Okay.
And the logo. Yun po. Pwede.
Okay.
So, pwede mong iparehistro pareho.
So,
Yung tatlo.
Ay, ulitin po natin.
Yung words,
So, pag pinarehistro po ito ni CR, ang tanong
Opo.
natin, rehistrado po ba na ito?
Of
Dapat,
course.
pwede kong gayahin. Ay, sorry, hindi na. Rehistrado
Of
na
course,
pala.
rehistrado yan.
Rehistrado na. Oo.
Yes.
pwede niyo po i-rehistro ang words.
Words.
Pwede niyo pa rehistro ang logo. Or the combination of the words and the logo.
Okay.
So, tatlo po.
Okay, so yun.
Hindi, pero para makatipid ako, pwede bang isa lang doon, words and logo?
the entire
Isahang
thing.
form.
Pwede po.
Kasi
Pwede
nakakita ako ng form. Ibig sabihin talagang nagrehistro
Na,
kami.
of course. O, di ba?
Oo,
Maganda. Kaya mo tinanong, no? Kaya mo
naman.
ginanon to, no?
Oo, so
Ayan,
tama yun.
Sige, okay,
Okay.
that's trademark. Let's now talk about patent. What is a patent? Sample.
May na-invento kayo na isang gadget para siguro marinig nyo ang conversation ng mga tao sa room na yan. So, that's
gadget.
something new.
That's a patent. An
That's
invention.
inventive. That's inventive. So, binibigyan po yan ng patent.
Sir, kung itong halimbawa salamin ko, may salamin.
Opo.
Pero pag sinuot ko tong salamin, nakikita ko yung nasa kabila, may x-ray vision ako. Patent na yun.
Patent
Kahit
din
na
po
itong
yun.
salamin na to
Opo.
ay may gumawang iba.
Parang Mission
Opo.
Impossible na yata. Yan, napanood ko yan.
So, patent po ang tawag dyan.
Patent po yun.
Patent. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
So basta karamihan yun, yung patent, invention yun.
Invention.
Invention.
Okay.
Invention.
It
Sige.
could be a product, it could be a process.
It could be a process.
Product or process. When you say process, steps lang ba yun? Na
Yes.
kumaga, itong steps lang, pero wala pa ako yung produkto.
Opo.
Pwede.
May
yun.
pinaka-proseso mismo.
So, kunyari, halimbawa,
Sabi na
paggawa ng pandesal.
Or,
yung paggawa ng pandesal, yun ba ay merong patent?
Depende po yan kung makakatugon sila sa tatlong requirements. New ba siya? Baka hindi na siya novel. So, kung hindi na siya novel, hindi na siya
Paano
magbibigyan
nyo
ng
alam na yung paggawa ng pandesal ay hindi
kasi
novel?
baka
Kung
may
meron na po,
pare-pareho lang din
kung
naman
meron na po
yun eh.
nasusulat doon, marami nang gumagawa. So parang general knowledge na, hindi na po.
So,
Pero
pag
hindi
halimbawa
na unique
yung...
sa'yo.
Oo. So, yung pandesal at ube pandesal, yung ube pandesal hindi pwedeng ipapatent yun.
yun po kailangan pag-aralan ng ano. Kailangan pong i-prove that indeed inventive yung pagiging ube niya. Is it enough innovation na talagang lagpas siya the current state of the art? Ngayon kung parang ano lang siya, a change of color, change of flavor, pwede siya utility model.
Okay. O,
Parang
tama,
tatlo yung parameters sabi niya. Ano yung first?
It should be new.
New.
It should be inventive.
Inventive.
It should be industrially applicable.
Copyright.
Copyright. Ito po yung protection over literary and artistic works.
Okay.
Protection over
Ayan.
books, music,
Literary.
visual arts, and in the Philippines, even computer programs.
So, kung ako po ay composer ng isang song,
Opo.
yun po ay copyright.
Copyright po ang
Pero
protection.
wala pang sound.
Ang music naman po is sabi sa batas, with or without words.
With or without words.
Kailangan
kunyari-
may words.
Hindi, kunyari ako yung composer, pero ako yung lyricist, pero
Lyricist.
ikaw yung music.
Pwede po magkahiwalay kayo.
Magkahiwalay.
Opo, dahil sarili niyong intellectual output yan eh.
Yung
sarili niyong
lyrics.
creation eh.
Tapos siya yung compose.
Opo,
Oo.
and yung lyrics nyo could be a poem, di ba?
Yes.
The copyright is the protection over the song.
But I only did the words.
Meron din pong kayong copyright doon kahit sa words lang. So it's
So,
a
pwede kami
composite,
magkahiwalay.
it's a composite work eh. Ang isang, parang
Magkahiwalay
pelikula
kami.
din, ganun din.
Kaya nga,
Kanta.
pero pwede kami, attorney, pwede magkahiwalay yung
Pwede rin,
copyright.
pwede rin po mag-agree kayo between the two of you na kayo ang parehong ma-recognize as the author.
Okay.
So, para kunyari, para pag pinagkakitaan natin,
Yes.
halimbawa, bumatok yung kanta, halimbawa,
Yes.
maka-receive tayong royalty, pareho,
hati
mag-share
kami.
kami.
Bahala na po kayo sa
Kung paano
hatian
kayo
ninyo.
maghatian.
Pag wala na mo agreement, usual po niyan 50-50.
Pero kung may agreement, halimbawa,
Kung may-
hindi ako pumapayag, siya lang ang kumukuha ng ano niya, pwede ko siya idemanda. Parang
Wala
ganyan.
kang kanta kung hindi ko inimbenta yung
Hindi kaya nga,
lyrics.
pwede bang ganon? So parang magdedemanda
Pag
dahil...
gagamit po kasi kayo ng intellectual property, ng copyrighted work ng isang composer, so kailangan nyo talaga magpaalam. So pag ginamit ng walang paalam, so
Yun na.
maaaring.
Sige, noted. So we'll go
Sige,
with ano.
okay.
Kasi gusto ko din next natin
Okay.
yung paano yayaman ka dyan.
Sige, tama. Maganda
Oo.
yan.
Sige. What about a utility model? Although you made reference to patent. What's a
Sa
utility
patent
model?
po, sa kanina sabi natin, 3 requirements. Novelty or newness, inventive step, industrially applicable. Minsan, walang inventive step. Pero something new siya and industrially applicable. So parang ano lang po to, parang improvements on certain. Halimbawa po, nung araw, meron lang tayo cellphone, pantawag, at meron din tayong camera. Pinaghalo mo, it's an improvement, naging camera phone. So utility model yun.
So, attorney, ito lang kasi, do we say it na most of it are scientific? So, kunyari yung mga recipes, is that something that you register, the recipes?
Meron po kayong meron kayong option. Kung gusto niyo kayo lang nakakaalam ng recipe niyo, meron tinatawag na trade secret.
You're right.
'Yon.
So, you don't register that?
Yes, kasi secret eh. Kasi pag pinaano niyo sa amin, mawawala na yung kanyang
Secret.
secrecy. Oo.
But I want to be the person who invented patis and suka.
Dapat po may something doon, something inventive. Ano po ba yung suka na yon? Yung suka na yun biglang naging curative, biglang naging
Oo.
cure all.
So yun, pwedeng
Hindi nyo inaasahan.
utility model
Meron
na yun.
kayong pwede pong patent na yun. Kung
patent yun.
something na hindi nyo inaasahan, meron kayong dinagdag doon, may proseso kayong ginawa.
Finally, last one, industrial design.
Ito naman po yung hugis, yung aesthetic portion ng isang industrial object. Katulad po nito. Yan po, may hugis siya, di ba? May mga parang ganyan. Which gives beauty to that. Wala dapat siyang function. So, kung functional na yung hugis na yun, hindi na siya industrial design. So, talagang kung ano lang ang nagbibigay ng beauty sa isang industrial object, it is protected under
Sa
industrial
bagay, may mga pagkakataon yung Gin na yung mga soda, yung mga iniinom
yeah.
nating soft drinks, alam mo, very critical yun na kapag gumamit ka nung ganong shape ng bote or anything,
Yes.
ma-identify sa'yo yun.
Kasi intellectual property seems too big a word. But if we try to simplify it into why protect intellectual property?
Naalala ko po yung professor ko nung sa law school. Ang sabi lang niya, respeto.
Respeto.
Respeto lang yun di ba? May ginawa ako. Binuhos ko ang aking para magawa ko yan. Kinopya mo lang, binenta mo pa. Basic human. Well, of course yan. Una yun, respeto. And then, syempre, out of justice na rin. Kasi biro mo, gumawa itong isang tao, tapos kinuha mo lang, kitaan mo. So, di ba, out of justice, dapat din naman, either magpaalam ka muna, o ambunan mo naman siya. No? Share mo ng kinita mo. Ang intellectual property, hindi lang po yan talagang ang system na para ma-reward ang isang creative. In the end, ang purpose po niyan is ma-reward ang buong sambayanan. So, meron po tinatawag na balancing of interest sa intellectual property. We protect the rights of an individual, of a creator, but we make sure that the state or the community benefits from it. So, balancing of interest. So, yun po pinaka-purpose ng intellectual property protection.
So, ako, maganda kasi isang, natin, yung the benefits of, the benefits of registering your intellectual property. Kung ako po yung inventor, no? Ako yung may-ari, ako yung creator, why would I register with the intellectual property? What would be my benefits?
Bilang may-ari ng intellectual property right, specifically patents in this case, kayo lang po ang pwedeng gumawa. Kayo lang ang pwedeng mag-distribute. Kayo lang pwedeng mag-lisensya ng produkto na yun. Wala nang iba. But itong right na ito is for a very limited period of time lang, 20 years.
20 years.
Opo, from the time of the filing of the patent application. So, with that, sa 20 years na yon, mabibenepisyohan ka na monetarily and mabibenepisyohan din ng iyong pamilya. But then afterwards, pag tapos na ang patent protection, the patent duration, it's now time for society to be benefited. Kahit sino pwede nang gumamit yan.
Parang sa gamot.
Ganun po. Opo, ang gamot po is under patents. Opo, so
binibigyan sila
ng panahon para to recoup their resources na ginastos
their research,
nila.
their
research, yung hirap. For 20 years, iyo yan. Ikaw lang ang pwedeng gumawa, mag-distribute, mag-lisensya to allow or to prevent a person from using it.
Yun ang pinakamatagal, 20 years.
Hindi po.
Ano yun? May lifetime.
Ang pinaka po matagal is copyright. Kasi it starts from the moment of creation throughout your lifetime plus 50 years after your death. Para mabenepisyohan ng inyong mga heirs.
So pati yung mga kaapu-apuhan mo.
Ikaw yan.
And sa ibang bansa nga po, lifetime plus 70 years.
Example, sorry ha,
Sure.
Yusek, kasi siyempre yung mga kanta.
yan.
Halimbawa, yung mga kanta, pwede yun, mga kanta ni yung mga kaidaran mo, Yusek. Halimbawa, Beethoven, wala na yun.
Ay,
okay
wala
yun.
na po.
Gamitin mo na yun, Mozart.
Wala na po yun, and I think baka hindi nga po sila nagkaroon ng copyright. Kasi ang copyright, na-invento lang noong 1700s. I think nabuhay yata sila, 1600, diba? Never had
So yung mga classical music,
wala
okay
na
na yan.
Hindi, pero if it's played by
pag
someone
ni-record
else.
sila, yung recording, meron pong ang tinatawag ng related right or neighboring right, yung sound recording producer. So, pag yung recording na yon ginamit sa isang pelikula na walang paalam or ginamit sa isang restaurant, ginawang ambient music at kumita sila gawa noon, pwede silang habulin ng record label, ng sound recording producer. Not because of the composition. Kasi kahit sino pwedeng mag-play nun But because yung ginamit na recording, sa recording nila. So yun po, may protection yan as a related right.
Kasi siya yung nag-recording. Kumbaga yung recording company. Di ba?
Ako, si RV, diretso, because really, you know that our focus here is really online business. So, attorney, di ba ito yung babalik ako na dito sa mga online, mga digital platforms, talagang marami talaga tayong nakikitang mga fake, no? Mga fake. So, would you be able maybe to share with us the intellectual property IPO Phil's finding on what are the usual na nakikita natin online and what exactly are we doing about it? Kasi talagang bibili ka ng mamahaling bag na branded. Alam nating 6 digits. Pero pagdating dito online, 5 digits lang.
May pa nga may 4.
May 4 digits pa, di ba? So alam mo na, pag iisipin mo yun yung sinasabi natin, magre-reklamo, ay, nakabili ako, 4,000 pesos lang, ang mura. Akala niya original. But hindi naman talaga siya original. So ano yung nakikita natin sa intellectual property na maraming
sa mga reports po na nakalap ng aming enforcement unit, enforcement office.
Yes.
60% of the reports, apparel.
Apparel.
Shoes, clothes,
Ayan na nga.
bags,
Oo.
eyewear.
Ayan,
Yan
eyewear.
po, perfume, and beauty products. So,
Perfume? Ang
Opo.
perfume pala fini-fake rin.
Oo.
Paano yun, attorney? Meron din naman yung, alam mo, pumunta ka sa mga malls, meron talagang gumagawa ng
Gumagaya.
kasing amoy talaga.
Ano
Ay,
yun?
may mga-
Ayan,
pa
yan.
rin
May
yung-
mga nakikita rin
Yeah,
nga po
that's a
yung
good
parang
question.
inspired by. Parang may ganun eh.
Oo, so parang-
Ano yun? Violation ba yun?
Violation ba yun? Pinapayag. Andun naman siya eh. May store pa nga minsan talaga sila.
Oo. Nakaamoy.
Well,
Bawal ba yun?
Technically, dapat hindi nyo gagayahin ang formula nung ano. And usually, pag ganyan, ang ginagaya din yung tatak eh. So regardless kung kaamoy siya o ano, ginagaya nila yung tatak, yun ang magiging infringement din doon. Ngayon, kung gusto niyo rin siyang habulin for patent infringement, so kailangan i-allege nung owner nung patent over that chemical or perfume na indeed ginaya niya ang composition ng aking chemical. Pero kung makikita rin naman na ando ipati tatak, trademarks pa lang, meron ng violation eh.
I-share ko lang, no, dun sa ating mga kababayan. Meron tayong project, di ba, attorney, na we really started this between the DTI e-commerce team and then the intellectual property. Relative dun sa ating memorandum of understanding,
Meron
no,
po.
between the brand owners, no, and also the digital platforms. Kasi
Meron po.
nga, maraming mga brand owners yung nagrereklamo na ang daming infringement online na nakikita nila. So, ang sabi natin, sige, self-regulatory mechanism. Ito po yung isa sa mga sinusuportan ho ng Internet Transactions Act, yung mga tinatawag nating self-regulatory mechanism. So, attorney, magandang ano to, maybe we can inform and give updates kung ano ba tong MOU natin na relative to the brand owners at saka itong digital platforms.
Opo, itong MOU na to is composed of yung mga online platforms.
That's right.
Shopee,
That's right.
Lazada, Instagram,
Yeah.
mga
Si TikTok
websites.
yata also, I believe, TikTok already signed up, no?
Yes, baka
Yeah.
latest sila,
Yes,
no?
yes.
Latest sila. So yun po, meron doong na tinatawag na voluntary site blocking. Pwedeng mag-request ang IPO, kung merong magreklamo sa IPO, pwedeng i-request ngayon ng IPO itong through the Memorandum of Agreement na i-take down.
Dito sa sa e-commerce, nag-umpisa kami with intellectual property nitong private sector industry, parang may covenant, no? Ang gusto kasi natin sa government na it really is also self-regulating on the part of private sector, no? So, in this particular case, ito yung sa mga lawyers na sinasabi talaga nila na paano mo malalaman na ito ay fake? Ikaw lang, sir, na may-ari nito ang makakapagsabing ito ay fake. So, ikaw na brand owner, ikaw ang makakapagsabi na fake ito. So, marami tayong mga reklamo na naririnig na yung binibili online, fake. So, ang nakakapagsabi niyan, yung brand owner. So, yun ang kapartner ng pinagsama ng DTI at IPO Phil na nag-sign up sila, kunyari fashion. Pag nakita ni brand owner na nagbebenta yung isang merchant sa isang platform, ang mga nandito, yung Lazada, Shopee, for example, kasi they are both signatories to the MOU, si brand owner, sasabihin niya kay Shopee, Shopee, fake yan. So, pwede pakibabayan. Yun po ay best practice and congratulations to IPO because I know that it has been given a little bit of recognition, no, even in ASEAN, I think.
So most of this, parang this is voluntary, assuming,
Yes.
di ba, there's already an MOU, but
Yes.
should there be brands who would approach IPO Phil and DTI, parang they can just enlist themselves there.
So,
Be part of the MOU.
So, ang maganda nito, of course, nag-start tayo na between them, no? Nag-usap sila regularly. Pero ngayon, babalik tayo sa Internet Transactions Act kasi ngayon, under the Internet Transactions Act, ay may power ang DTI secretary natin na mag-notice and take down. So, ang mangyayari nito, CRV, is that halimbawa, yung brand owner mag-complain kay IPO Phil. So, i-determine ni IPO Phil na, talagang fake yan. No, technically, pwedeng using the current system na mag-uusap sila, tatanggalin. Pero halimbawa, maybe they're not signatories, they can actually go now to the DTI and say, can you please take that down? So because that is under the Internet Transactions Act.
Attorney Louie, may mga pagkakataon din na pag pinag-question mo yung pagiging fake ng isang bagay, it takes a process. Kasi may nabalitaan ako one time na halos kagaya, pinalitan lang na yung kulay, ganyan. Nagreklamo siya. Pero matagal din daw yung proseso. Kasi parang may mga ano-ano rin daw yan. May mga hearing-hearing yan, proof, everything, gano'n. Hanggang sa, wala na, nalugi na siya. Baka daw, gumastos na lang sana siya, pinayagan na niya, nag-create na lang siya ng panibagong produkto.
Ayan po kasi yung paggusto ng isang rights holder na yung legal ang ano niya. Ibig sabihin yung legal process, adjudicatory. Nabanggit ko nga po kanina, meron kaming quasi-judicial power. Kung gusto ng ganun nila, i-hear and decide namin ang mga kaso, ganun. Magpipresenta ng ebidensya ang magkabilang panig. Okay. So, kaya nagkakaroon tuloy ng at matagal talaga. And it can even reach the Supreme Court. Pag medyo maano ang issue, no? Medyo mahirap ang issue. Pero yun nga po, ang isa ring option would be to go to our enforcement office. Yung enforcement office, yun yung merong yung voluntary takedown, mga ganyan. So, yun po is kung gusto nila yung parang madalian na mabilisan, walang determination talaga nung ano. Siyempre, ando doon na kasi yung mga may-ari ng brands masasabi nila na infringing ito eh.
How much time is that? How long?
Well, kasi po ang IPO, dedicated po ang mga hearing officers namin sa pag-hear ng and decide na IP cases. So, compared to other fora, mas mabilis po ang resolution ng kaso. Kasi concentrated po kami. But then, hindi niyo po maalis ang yung ibang counsel ng mga parties, lalo yung mga natalo, na i-elevate siya sa Court of Appeals all the way up to the Supreme Court. So, yun po. It may take years.
So, on the average, will it take 2 weeks, 1 month, mga ganyan po?
11 years.
Ganon.
Well, kung yung the
sa
whole,
habol
talaga, kung the whole legal process talaga, kung aabot ng highest court in the land, it could take years. Pero, pag IPO lang po pinag-uusapan, mabilis lang po yan. Kung hindi naman masyadong ang kaso at meron naman mga ebidensya, in a year or 2.
Siyempre, dahil maraming mga negosyante tayo nanonood, Yusek, di ba? Kaya importante itong IPO. Bakit ayaw natin ng fake? Kasi nakakaapekto na doon sa ating obra na pinaghirapan na natin, pero iba na ang kumikita. Parang ganyan. Samantalang tayo ang nakaisip, ikaw ang nagpagod, ikaw ang nagpuyat. How do we now somehow appease the public? It could be consumers and the merchants na may maitutulong ang IPO Phil at ang DTI para sa mga kasong ganito.
We provide the legal framework. So kaya nga po, nagkaroon ito yung mga ganitong memorandum of agreement. Constantly po, ina-amend namin ang Intellectual Property Code. And in fact, ngayon, undergoing amendment process ang Intellectual Property Code. There are bills also na yung site blocking. Meron din, nasa House na. And I think approved na siya sa House on third reading. Pinasa na nila sa Senate ngayon. Nag-technical working group na sila sa Senate on the site blocking bills. And that is aside from yung ina-amend din po namin yung entire IP code para mas nakakasagot siya sa needs of the times kasi ang technology is ever developing. Ilang buwan lang, may bagong technology ka na. And usually, may epekto yan dun sa intellectual property rights. IPO Phil will provide the necessary legal framework para ang ating mga rights holders at ang public din magkaroon ng forum para ma-address ang kanilang concern.
Yung legal framework ninyo, attorney, may free and paid service yon na ilalapit sa inyo? Like, say, kunyari, dumulog ako sa inyo, may free legal advice ba yon? Or parang can I take one of your counsels as my lawyer?
Government employees kami lahat, so bawal po sa amin mag-handle ng private cases. Especially intellectual property, that would be a conflict of interest. Pero ang ginagawa po namin sa IPO is meron po kaming weekly free seminars on the different kinds of IP. So one week trademarks, 1 week patents, 1 week industrial design, 1 week copyright. So yun po, para ma-educate natin ng general public and also yung mga na rin, mga creatives, yung mga MSMEs, mga estudyante.
Si IPO Phil ay merong programa to educate and advocate among consumers na wag bumili ng fake. Ang next kong tanong kasi sa'yo, attorney, kung ikaw ay consumer, ano ang pwede mong sabihin sa mga consumers kung bakit sila wag bibili ng fake?
Ang masasabi lang po namin sa IPO is, wag bumili ng fake dahil nakakamura ka man dito. Meron ka rin naapektuhan mga sektor na hindi mababayaran ng karampatang dapat mapunta sa kanila dahil nagtangkilik ka sa fake, hindi mo binili ang genuine. Pangalawa, baka ikaw rin mismo maapektuhan kung fake ang binibili mo, lalo na kung gamot yan. So baka imbis na gumaling ka, lalong lumala ang kondisyon. Paano kung auto parts yan? Di ba mga fake brake pads, fake whatever, no? Pwede kang madisgrasya. So kaya po, yun po ang paulit-ulit namin sinasabi sa aming mga seminars din, huwag po tayong bumili ng fake para sa ating sarili at para din sa bayan.
Gaano ba kalaking halaga naman ang halimbawa nawawala sa mga may-ari ng mga original na produkto?
Hindi ko lang po maalala yung exact figure, pero it runs in the hundreds of million pesos. Yun, at least.
Laki. Kung yun ang kinikita nila, ito naman ang nawawala sa original na may-ari ng...
Kasi nga, yung mga gumagawa ng fake, hindi naman yan sila nagbabayad ng tamang buwis.
Siguro dadagdag natin, totoo ba yun, di ba, na kunyari bumili ka nga ng fake, no? Tandaan natin yun, walang warranty yun, ano?
Walang warranty.
Walang warranty yun. So, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, oy, nasira ito. Bumili ka, mura to, pero bukas lang sira na. I mean, hindi mo na yun maibabalik.
At saka usually po, hindi nyo alam kung sinong gumawa nun. Sinong kakasuhan nyo.
So, meron pa akong narinig to, ba't galing din to sa sabi daw nila na the manufacture daw of counterfeit goods is usually linked to high crimes.
We've heard reports ganyan connected to kumbaga other illegal activities. IP infringement, nagiging parang nila yan parang yan yung bread and butter, di ba? Para may pantustos sila sa ibang illegal activities, then they would resort, according to reports, they would resort to illegal activities such as IP infringement.
Again, dun ho sa ating mga nanonood, at dito po sa online business nga, dahil pinuanuhan natin yung e-commerce. So, yun ang number one, na wag po tayong bibili ng fake. Wag ho nating tangkilikin yung fake. Yung una, isipin muna natin yung sarili natin. Nakamura ka nga, pero yung standard naman nun, hindi mo sagot. Baka the worst is, buti lang kung masira lang, pero maaaring affecting your health and your safety.
In your life itself.
And your life itself. So, yun ho yung anuhin natin. Pangalawa, intindihin ho natin na yung mga produktong binibili natin na yan, wala yung warranty. Kasi kung ito po ay fake, hindi ho yan sagot ng manufacturer. Yung pangatlo po na sinabi nga natin na ito pong binibili natin na fake, ay gawa po ng ibang legitimate na mga manufacturers or brands. Yamang isip nila yon. So, ang gusto natin, lalo na tayong mga Pilipino, maganda din na tayo ay mag-invent, mag-innovate, at i-register natin yung ating mga yamang isip sa intellectual property. Dahil, pag ni-register natin,
kayo lang ang makakagamit, makakagawa, makakaalam, makaka-prevent for a certain period of time. At bukod doon, mabibenepisyan din kayo monetarily.
Yun ang napaka-importante.
Yun ang napaka-importante.
Pero ito, Yusek, sinabi mo ito ng mga nakaraan nung medyo bata-bata pa tayo. Country competitiveness.
Yes.
May napansin kasi ako na, di ba sa ibang mga bansa, mahigpit sila sa pagpasok mo pa lang, nakikita na nila kung fake ba itong dala mo, di ba? Minsan may chine-check ba nila. Gaano ba kahigpit naman ang Pilipinas?
Attorney, maybe you can discuss the enforcement of
Actually
IPO.
Even during as far as I can remember, early 2000s, meron ng agreement ang IPOPhil at ang Bureau of Customs eh.
Ayun, mahalaga yun.
Meron po kami may mga grupo doon na tinitrain kami para alam nila kung anong intellectual property rights, tapos ini-invite din namin yung brand owner or yung owner ng IP para matulungan sila mag-identify kung ano ba yung itong mga fake.
Kwento mo yung very briefly, yung NCIPR, yung mga enforcement activities ng IPO para marinig din ni
Ang NCIPR po, as I have mentioned, headed by DTI, the DTI Secretary. Pero ang Secretariat po niya and Vice Chair is the IPOPhil in the person of the Director General. So usually po yan, nagmi-meeting yan regularly. Pinaplano nila kung anong gagawin nila. Dahil may report yan every meeting, nagre-report sila. Magkano na ba ang nahuli? Ano na ba amount? Ilan ba mga sigarilyo? Yan, marami.
Nagre-raid ba ang NCIPR?
Ang NCIPR itself, sila yung nagko-coordinate. So, part ng NCIPR, nandoon ang PNP, nandoon ang NBI, nandoon ang mga anti-crime agencies. So, lahat po yan, at least yung activities nila, pag nalaman may report sa NCIPR na may ganitong infringing activity, ikakaskade na po yan doon sa mga members. And yung mga members, mag-a-acto na po sila.
So may operation na yun, may hulihan na doon.
One government approach.
Si RV, ito one of the, baka kung hindi ko makalimutan yung kwento, baka gusto mo na lang maikwento, na merong isang situation na nagla-live selling siya. Nagbebenta siya ng mga fake branded goods, no?
Mga bags, apparels.
Mga bags, no, na fake. Bigla siyang nagkaroon ng operation. Nagla-live selling siya, hindi na i-turn off yung camera.
So nakuha yung
nakuha na nire-raid siya. Nagsara siya. Siguro yun, I suppose.
I see.
But that's totoo yun, di ba?
Opo,
That's a true story, no? It's a true story na nakita, well, he was on yung camera. So nakita na yung law enforcement agencies natin was really pumapasok.
Huling tanong ko na lang kay attorney. Dito sa Pilipinas, kahit sa Metro Manila lang, di ba? May lugar na alam natin. Ikaw nga, pinupuntahan mo yun.
Ay, hindi, malayo sa akin yun. Hindi ako nagpupunta dyan. Saka mga mayayakan.
May mga lugar sa Metro Manila na alam nating pinamumugaran po ng mga fake, at sabi nila, siyempre without mentioning the place po, minsan may makikita ka doon na halos kapareho ng original. So, masasabi pa ba natin na parang talagang this protection of IP rights, ganyan, is still in the nascent stage ba yun?
Ako, magandang sagot ni attorney dyan. Sige, attorney.
Yan yata yung tinatawag nila mga Class A, di ba?
Yan.
Regular naman po, nagkakaroon ng, nagpapadala ng mga tao doon ng NCIPR. Pero since talagang mabilis talaga ang mga infringers so minsan isang step mo pa lang, 2 steps na sila That is why nakikipag-coordinate din po kami sa mga LGUs, bukod sa mga other government enforcement agencies para mahinto ito. So, ano po yan package yan So, habang gumagawa kami ng enforcement, and dati wala kaming enforcement. Habang gumagawa ng enforcement, yung amin namang education, arm, kumbaga, yung meron kaming DITTB, Documentation Information, sila yung ng basic intellectual property rights, seminars. Meron kaming IP Academy. So, buong approach siya na hindi siya yung manghuli ka lang, kasi pag manghuli ka lang at hindi mo ine-educa ang mga tao, bukas na bukas, meron ulit yan. Mahuli mo man yung iba ngayon, meron ulit yan. So, kailangan talaga magkaroon ng proper education in all sectors ng society. So, inumpisahan namin yan sa kahit mga bata pa, may mga special sessions for them, elementary or high school or college, and mga professionals. So, para po, covered lahat ng society. At, kumbaga, ang ano lang namin, hindi namin ito magagawa ng basta mag-enforce ka lang. You need to really educate from the beginning. And in tandem po yun with enforcement efforts.
Wow, there you have it. It's really quite informative on intellectual property rights and violations, as well as their impact on the e-commerce industry in the Philippines. We've seen how counterfeit goods not only harm the business, but also undermine consumer trust in online platforms. The introduction of laws such as the Internet Transactions Act at pagsulong ng site blocking law is a promising step towards building a safer, more reliable digital marketplace for everyone. Yusek Chi.
Yeah. So thank you, CRV, dahil tunay talaga nating layunin at aktibo ang gobyerno para maging safe, reliable, easy, no? At convenient ang pagbili at pagbenta ng ating mga kababayan sa online man, no? Or sa physical stores, both brick and mortar and online. But alam nyo, tandaan lang talaga natin, no, na huwag tayong bibili ng fake, no? Dahil ito ay hindi tayo assured, no, ng quality nito at ng traceability. So mahirap po nating ma-invoke ang ating consumer rights pag tayo po ay bumili ng defective or fake goods, no? So tandaan din po natin na ang ating mga brand owners at ating mga creators, sila po yung merong yamang isip nitong tinatawag nating intellectual property. So dapat irespeto po natin at maingganyo po sila na talagang mag-create pa, no? Tayo po, lalo na tayong mga Pilipino, that we really are pushing for creative industries, and also we want more innovation. So what we really want to inform everybody is that with the Internet Transactions Act, sinasabi natin na wag ho nating tatangkilikin ng fake, at sa mga merchants po, sinasabihan po namin kayo na bawal po ang fake, no?
Yes.
Sa ating online, at para nga po maprotektahan din po natin, no, ang ating mga consumers.
Tonight is the night when the remarkable achievements of individuals who have made significant contributions in their respective fields, leaders, visionaries, and changemakers are recognized. From government officials and business magnates to media icons and international dignitaries, the honorees embody resilience, dynamism, and commitment to purpose. Stay tuned as I take you inside the grand celebration of excellence. You are such a legend. Congratulations. What does this award make you feel?
It's an honor and a privilege to be recognized and affirmed an Asian Influential Leaders Award. So many Asians, and why me? Although I've done projects in 40 countries, but we're more focused on the Philippines. Dubai, one of them, when it was still a desert. Yeah.
Someone of such a repertoire, after this award, what else is another milestone you want to take?
I want to help plan, design the whole Philippines, bring it to the first world economy by 2050. And we need 100 new cities, smart, sustainable, resilient cities. Otherwise, if you don't create 100 new cities, our cities now will be as bad, if not worse, than the congestion of Metro Manila today. Among many other projects, most of our projects are private sector projects, but even if the government doesn't hire us, we keep helping because 40 countries we already help. So it's about time we help our country. Our country has so much high development potential.
So please tell me, with the awards that you've been receiving, ano po ngayon ang legacy ng Diamond Land Property Management Services?
Maipagpatuloy ang magandang hangarin ng aking kumpanya, hindi lang ng aking pamilya, kung hindi ng aking mga kapartner sa business, kasamahan sa kumpanya, at sa lahat ng gustong magkaroon ng sariling kumpanya.
Ano po ang legend na gustong iset ng Grand Monaco Land?
Well, the Grand Monaco Land is a real estate housing developer. And we want to make Grand Monaco to be the leading developer in the housing industry. In Grand Monaco, we are catering just starting a family to have their own home or house. So this is an affordable but quality housing.
Ano po ang mga tips nyo sa mga tao na gusto din to reach the level that you are in right now?
Well, as one of the awardee, what I can share is sa Tagalog nga sipag, tiyaga at diskarte.
Sure, you've set a lot of legacy in the country. So can you give us tips for the people who want to follow your footsteps?
All you have to do is to be kind to the people and always helping. And enjoy life while you can.
Wow. Having a delightful heart for sure. Can you tell me the importance po ng mga gantong awards for the Filipino future leaders?
Yeah, this will be to encourage other Filipinos to do the same by helping people.
Any tips for our future leaders in Asia or in the Philippines who want to stand out in the business industry or in the politics?
Mm-hmm. That's the reason why I'm here, to encourage others to do the same, to develop their talent.
I feel so honored and appreciation for the organizer can give me the award. So as a business leader in the Philippines, I think it's not only concern the business growing, we also concern more the social responsibility and sustainable development for the business. I hope through the event I can know more friends. So let's work together for more business for the Asia, all the Asia country. We can work it together in the country.
It's actually an honor for me to be given this award after my more than 40 years in mentoring business owners and then leadership coaching.
Definitely have paved the way for other business people as well. So if you've been doing this for so many years, can you tell me what do you notice are the traits that successful business people have?
Okay, well, I could identify three very important. First is that they have to have a strong vision, meaning to say purpose in life. It has, for me, it's more important, it's about your purpose in life, and then you convert that into what business do you like. Number two, resiliency, because not everything is going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of challenges. So resiliency in terms of bouncing back is very important. And the third I'd like to share is something like an advisor, because it's not easy to actually go through life. So in my case, I am sometimes called a self-help coach. So I guide them in terms of what risk to take, what not risk to take. So I'm like a self-help mentor. I'd like to put it that way.
You have this advocacy that's meaningful, and for big people in the industry, it's very inspiring to hear that you have a heart for the fellow Filipinos. Can you share that more with us?
We created an advocacy aside from our foundation. Our foundation is My Superhero Friends Foundation, Inc. Now we created it with, something that they could earn as an entrepreneur. Why? Kasi it's so nakakapagod na you're giving, sabi nga, we need to give peace. Instead na binibigyan mo lang sila. So we need to teach them how to catch fish. And as a farmer before, mas gusto ko na turuan silang magtanim kesa bigyan mo lang sila ng fruits. So for as low as 500 pesos, they can start their own business.
I couldn't agree even more. Instead of giving them fish, tuturuan mo sila mag-fish, right? So what inspired you to do that? You said you started as a farmer. How did you get to where you are right now?
So many things. Actually, my life story is in Rated K, my puhunan and everything. So I'm an open book life. So I started as, messenger, everything. I do, if you want to survive, you will do everything.
What an inspiring night it has been. The Golden Icon Awards have once again highlighted the power of resilience, innovation, purpose-driven leadership. As we wrap up this evening of excellence, we are reminded that great leaders do not just rise to success, they pave the way for others to thrive as well. Congratulations once again to all the honorees, and thank you to the organizers for bringing together such an esteemed gathering for visionaries. Until next time, may we continue to strive for greatness and make a lasting impact. I'm Gia Gonzalez for Open for Business.
Again, thank you, Attorney Louie. Thank you, Yusek. Maraming salamat sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ng isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo. Dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook, YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25 TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you're informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.